You know, when we think about the meals we prepare for our kids, we often focus on what's quick, what they'll eat without a fuss, and sometimes, what's convenient in the moment. But there's something much deeper at play when we talk about the food we give them, and it's not just about feeding their bodies, it's about nourishing their minds, their spirits, and their growth. As a pediatrician, I've seen it time and again, how the right meal can shape not only the physical body but also the emotional well-being of a child. Let me take you on a journey, one where we don't just talk about food as fuel, but as a bridge, connecting us to our own health, our own mindfulness, and ultimately, the futures of the ones we love the most. I remember early in my career, a parent brought in her child who wasn't growing at the expected rate. It wasn't a lack of food or love, but rather the lack of the right kind of nutrition. It was a moment of realization for me. What we offer to our children shapes their foundation, it impacts their brain development, their ability to focus, and their emotional stability. You see, kids are like young trees, they need not just water, but rich, nutrient-dense soil to grow tall and resilient. Healthy meals aren't just about proteins, vitamins, and minerals, they're about the care and intention we put into them. When you serve a plate of fresh vegetables, whole grains, and colorful fruits, you're saying, I value your growth. I value your future. Think about the simplicity of a meal like rainbow veggie wraps. It's bright, it's fun, and every bite is filled with essential vitamins, colors that symbolize the diversity of nutrients. When your child eats a red bell pepper, they're not just tasting something crunchy, they're absorbing vitamin C, which boosts their immune system and helps them fight off those inevitable colds and flus. When they reach for that slice of avocado, they're feeding their brain with healthy fats that promote cognitive development, sharper thinking, and better emotional regulation. But it's not just about what goes in the body. It's the moment you share together, the mindfulness in preparing the meal. I often tell parents that preparing food with your child, letting them pick out the ingredients, and involving them in the process, turns a simple meal into a mindful practice. It teaches them to be present, to appreciate what they're putting in their body, and to reflect on how it makes them feel. In my journey as a dietitian, I've seen how children who are involved in their food choices develop a healthier relationship with food, and in turn, with themselves. They begin to understand that food is not just something to stop hunger, it's something that powers their playtime, fuels their learning, and makes them feel strong. That's a life lesson far beyond the meal itself. And what about something as simple as a smoothie? Take a power smoothie, made with spinach, bananas, and berries. It's a quick fix, right? But in that glass, you're giving your child iron, potassium, antioxidants, things that fight off fatigue, support muscle growth, and help their little brains fire on all cylinders during school. It's like handing them a secret weapon every morning, not just to get through the day, but to thrive in it. There's a saying I've come to embrace, we are what we repeatedly do. When we repeatedly choose wholesome, mindful meals for our children, we're not just helping them grow taller or stronger, we're teaching them the value of self-care. And that's a lesson that sticks. As they grow, as they face the challenges of school, friendships, and life, that sense of caring for oneself, the act of choosing what nourishes them best, will be a guiding principle. It will help them make decisions about their health, their happiness, and their overall well-being. What I found most fascinating in my work is the emotional connection children develop with food. You'd think that little ones don't pay attention, but they do. When they eat something that makes them feel good, that experience stays with them. It's like a soft imprint on their memory. Imagine a child who sits down for a meal, knowing that what they're eating isn't just tasty, but helping them grow into the person they dream of being. It instills confidence and mindfulness. In my years of practice, I've learned that mindful eating is not about restrictions, or rules, or food labels. It's about understanding the connection between what we eat and how we feel. That's something we, as parents, can model every day. We have the power to influence how our children think about their bodies, how they approach self-care, and how they deal with the world around them, simply by what we put on their plate. So, the next time you're preparing a meal, pause for a moment. Reflect on how that meal, no matter how simple or elaborate, is a message to your child. A message that says, you are cared for, you are growing, and you are loved. Let's give our children the gift of growth, not just with the food we prepare, but with the mindfulness and care that we infuse into every bite. In doing so, we're not only nurturing their bodies but also planting the seeds of self-awareness, resilience, and gratitude, qualities that will serve them well, long after the meal is done.